the boundary sizes. That's been quite normal throughout. Now the important thing. The pitch. This is the same pitch that was used last night. So this is pitch 5, Panch. And what we saw last night, I think, was a little bit of bounce in this. I think that was good for the seamers early on. It is a bit drier tonight. The sheen has probably gone. And the thing that I want to pick up on is what we've seen is quite even between seamers and spinners throughout this competition. 55, 56 wickets for each. But what is notably different is the economy rates. The seamers are up at 8 per over. The spinners are down at 6. So I think this will be exactly the same. Bowl anything like spin into the surface. What we see, if you bowl anything like that into the surface, it's hard to hit out of the ground. But ultimately, what I've been impressed with for the first 11 games, this is match 11, these wickets have been absolutely sensational.
Thanks, Dom, for that pitch report. Tino, what do you think would be a good total for the Raiders on this pitch today?
Yeah, the conditions have been really good, and I think if they want to have a decent score on board, they've got to be looking to get past 150. I think we've seen good chases throughout the competition, and they need to make sure they get at least 150. I think Dominic Cork was talking about the wind. We've got to get the studio on top of the building if we're going to be feeling that wind, because it's pretty warm out here at the moment.
Well, let's get to know a bit about Siobhan Daniels, the foreign player who's been making waves at the Pakistan Junior League.
My name is Siobhan Daniels. I'm from Sri Lanka. I'm 18 years old. Yeah, actually, I started playing cricket when I was in small, around like 3 to 4 years. Actually, it's my brother played for Sri Lanka '9 as well. So I think from that onwards, my father all are playing cricket. I think that's why I started playing cricket. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity for us as the youngsters for this PJL means like a good opportunity to showcase our talent. I think it's a great opportunity, and I thank the Pakistan Cricket Board for giving this opportunity for us. I think I want to be like Banu Rajapaksa one day. I think we played like the same. Like my teammates says that I play like Banu Rajapaksa. I think I want to be like him one day.
Well, that was Siobhan Daniels, of course, adding a lot of value to the Pakistan Junior League, doing great with the bat. Sana and Tino, I'm going to take your predictions before we head over to the comms, because it's pretty sunny out here and they both have their sunnies on. I don't. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I think Rawalpindi Raiders look in a better form. Both their openers, Habibullah and Hassan Isa Khail, they were brilliant in the power play. So I think I'll go with them.
You, Tino?
Yeah, I'm going to be standing right next to Sana, and I'm going to go with the Raiders as well. I just feel that, you know, the Giants have been battered. I haven't really seen a game plan about how they're going about their cricket, and I don't think that their performances are going to change well enough to get them a victory today.
Well, no support here for the underdogs, so I'm going to go ahead and say Giants are going to win this. That's all from us here, and for now it's over to the commentary box.
Hello everybody, and thanks for joining us. We've got a very warm day today. It is the Rawalpindi Raiders versus the Gujranwala Giants, and we're coming to you live from the Gaddafi Stadium. It's around about 32 degrees Celsius right now. It is a double header, so you don't want to go too far away from your TV screens today, because we have got so much cricket on the go. It is going to be full on, and these are really important games. That bottom line, by the way, the Giants won the toss and elected to field first. I think that's a pretty important move. And just the one change, Shaka's in the lineup, and they're going to need some of their more experienced players and the guys who performed very well so far to really get going for the Raiders, because they are sitting number 4 on the table at the moment. But these are the boys that are under a little bit of pressure today. Dominic Cork's alongside me. Dom, these boys have got to play well today.
Yeah, they certainly have, and you know they were a side that have just looked at sometimes at 6s and 7s, as we say in England. They just don't seem to get the combinations right, and hence why they are at that number 5 position in the league. What they've got to do is just stick to plans, set the plans out, try and execute them, and like I say, on these surfaces here, they're excellent surfaces. I think the spinners have just shown that they can boss between overs 7 and 15. they're not mathematically out of it, the Giants. They'd have to win this game by a big margin, and then obviously hope that the top four have obviously a bad loss, and hope that that run rate just evens up a little bit. But at the moment they're under the pressure, need a big win. The Raiders, well, win this game and they can go up to the top of the league and probably qualify for the later stages.
And that table showed us also that the Sharks are sitting pretty, played 3-1-3, and they're going to be firing up later today. So in case you're just joining us, the Giants won the toss, elected to bowl. The Raiders, by the way, were happy to bat. So both sides with their plans, they've obviously worked out the strategy. But there's one clear difference in this game, and that's going to be the power play situation. The Giants' power play has been going at just 4.8 runs to the over up until now, and the Raiders have been going at 8.4. So that's a big gap in the power play story. Hassan Ezekiel is someone who's scored some runs so far. He's number 5 on the list of the run scorers at this stage. And they need him to continue and to lead with the way that he's been playing up until now.
Yeah, in their last game against the Hyderabad Hunters, they were 70 for 1 in their power play as well. Habibullah in that was 39. Ezekiel was 52. So they got off to a good start. Rain interrupted that game, and it was actually reduced then to a 5-over game, and they went on to win by 14 runs. So they'd want to get off to a good start again. For the Giants, it's simple: boss the power play, take 2 or 3 wickets, and a better percentage to go on and win the game.
It is a beautiful day for cricket, and the track is the same we used yesterday. It is a new track, relayed track, I should say, used yesterday for the first time, and yesterday I thought it played very nicely indeed. Suspend to open the bowling. And this is the first time that we have seen a spinner with the brand new ball. But left arm orthodox. And he's going to have to reload that one.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Just to see what happens with the 1 over. Even though early on we've seen just a little bit of movement for the seamers. When I say movement, bit of swing. We had some good bounce yesterday on this surface.
There's quite a lot going on in that action. Quick single, safely home. I'm not saying that's a negative, by the way, with the action. I'm all for unorthodox styles, whether it's batting or bowling. Just so long as it's all in tune at the right time, it's fine. Nice pace through the air, beautifully bowled.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about when I did the pitch report, the economy rates. Wickets are quite similar, but the economy rates, that's mainly been in that middle section between overs 7 and 15. And they've been able to boss that little period. I haven't seen a lot of spin. Obviously, this is the first time, the first over. We have seen a couple of overs of spin in the power play. I don't mind this option.
Looking to go over the top. Cries of catch it. Hasn't got everything on it, but the outfield's reasonably quick. A little bit of tag teamwork at the end. Saves the boundary eventually.
Yeah, just. I think it'll have to be checked. We were above it. It looked okay. But again, we see this so often throughout these first, well, this is now the 11th game. Just simple pick up, throw it in. It's fine, but it just seems like that's been a struggle. Chevon Daniel, who just couldn't do that.
You mentioned the spinners have been effective. The slow left arm spinners have been effective as well when it comes to wickets. 28 at 18 apiece. Noticed him backing away and followed him.
Yeah, because all the fielders are up on the offside, he wants to create a bit of room to go over the infield. And that's clever from Ashfan because he just follows him. If you're going to go outside leg stump, I'm just going to keep trying to aim for those pads.
So we're coming to that extra ball now. The wide was the first one, which would have annoyed him enormously, I'm sure. So he'll be very keen, Ashfan, to get this one right. And it's tight to finish the over, but 5 off the first.
Quite a warm day, but there is quite a comfortable breeze out there, which will just help. There are the changes you can see highlighted, one on each side. Ali Ishak and Hassan Owais. Keep your eye out for Matthew Tromp as well, who made his debut in the last game. And I think Matthew Tromp bowled brilliantly. 3 different slower balls, one out the back of the hand, an off cutter, and also a little leg cutter as well down both sides. But he bowled really well.
Both the teams, by the way, they've left out a bowler and brought in a batsman. Ibitsam to bowl over number 2. On target first up. Nice punch just wide of mid-on. It's it well enough to get down the other end. Zik Oil, nice to see them on board again. Zik Motor Oil. Unveil the reel, peel the label to win via lucky draw. Every week prizes worth millions. Nice little early welcome to Zik Motor Oil. Some bounce and steered away to that vacant region. That's gone for 4.
Yeah, I've seen Ibtisam bowl this field before, Hazy, and I don't agree with it. 3rd is up. He has a fine leg back and a deep square, and I think with his action, and you'll see why, he's a little bit round arm, and I think it just means that he's going to bowl slightly outside off stump, and for a batter it's easy, you know this. If somebody's going to bowl with pace, use the pace and get it through the gap. It's now changed, and surely that should have been his field at the start. 3rd now is back and fine leg is up.
If you've got someone that's bowling around about 130 k's per hour, which that delivery was, it's one of the easiest shots to play. If it's a little bit wide, you steer it. Over pitch that time, and that's creamed through the covers for 4. Back-to-back boundaries.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot from Habibullah. One off the back foot, just open the face, run it down 4, and this is a juicy half volley. Nice seam position. Didn't really have to do too much. Just let it come on, get it past that extra cover, and it'll run away.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed straight away, and it's very early in the game, but there's virtually no encouragement whatsoever for the bowler from anyone in the Giants lineup. They're under pressure in the field, they're under pressure of course in the table. The bowlers need all the help they can get. And it's often the keeper who's the man who's entrusted with just geeing up the rest of the guys and getting behind the bowler. Some keepers like to be on the quiet side, and if that's the case, then someone else needs to take control.
That is the mosque just behind the stadium. Beautiful, some beautiful architecture. Yeah, you're right about the infield as well. It's not just about the keeper. You can probably hear the keeper now over the stump, Mike, whether you're picking that up home. He is trying, but that infield Now, there's 4 fielders on the offside, a couple on the leg side. Got to keep helping the bowler out. Come in, get in tight, make that batter feel uncomfortable.
Exactly right. You've got strength in numbers. You've got all the boys in yellow. There's only a couple of blokes in black out there. They've got to feel like they're unwelcome. I suppose it doesn't help when balls number 2 and 3 do go for 4, particularly with a couple of fine shots, 3 in particular. 9 off the over, 2 gone, 14 for none. Hyderabad Hunters are bringing up the rear. Raiders are okay at number 4, but the Sharks are fin and shoulders above the rest at the moment. Played 3, won 3. And the Warriors, I thought they were pretty good yesterday, moving from 3 to 2 on that table. And just a reminder, obviously the top 4 teams qualify for the playoffs, and that's not going to be one of the Hyderabad Hunters. Aspinwall now.
Yeah, he's a tall bowler, Tom Aspinwall. He's from Lancashire. He's just signed his first professional contract just before he came out. Only 1 wicket so far. Economy rate okay. Hasn't really bowled that many overs, to be fair. If you watch his action, he just slightly falls away. Something I know that Glenn Chappell, who is the head coach at Lancashire, Graham Onions, who is the bowling coach, is working with him on this. And just watch his action. And when I say watch his action, just watch his position. He just slightly arches his back towards the offside. And I think that's something he can work on. When he gets his wrists right, and you see the wrist position, he will get a little bit of swing. But his actual body shape is just going out towards the offside. And I think if he can stay a little bit more upright, I think with his wrist position, 1, he'll get more pace, and 2, he'll get more late swing as well.
Strong lad. Oh, that's beautifully played. On the bounce. Driving on the up, and you can't do that on a bad track. It's a nice surface this again today.
Yeah, these are good tracks. I said that at the pitch report. I think they've been so good. Even bounce. There's been a little bit of swing. We've seen that. But if you don't bowl well, you're just going to get hit. You're right on the bounce. And as a bowler then, your eyes go wide and think, right, I've just got to slightly pull my length back here.
Looking to go over the top this time, and does it quite comfortably. Just the 1 bounce and careens into the advertising hoarding.
Yeah, he didn't really have to do too much, because once again, similar to last over from Mohamed Ibtisam, it was just a half volley, just a check drive. Don't try and overhit it, just get it over mid-off, and it runs away. Nice position.
Straight away we can see that their intent at the top on this surface is good. I mentioned earlier that they're averaging 8.5 runs per over in the power play, which is not at the top of the table, but it's very healthy. Past the outside edge, nicely bowled, just a little bit of movement.
Yeah, and when we just see this slow down, just watch the seam position. A little bit scrambled, and you just see that it just sits in the surface and goes away. So a little bit of a scrambled seam. Remember, he plays at the same county as Jimmy Anderson, so I'm sure that's something he has asked Jimmy about. And that if you just have a little bit of wobble seam, that sometimes it will just slightly hit on the left and right, and just get that little bit of movement.
A little bit leg side that time. They've decided against scampering through for 1, so it's a pretty tidy over. 1 very good shot for 4. 3 gone, 18 for none. Somewhat surprising that the Hyderabad Hunters are at the top of the batting and the power play, going at just a shade under the 9 runs per over, but the 2 batsmen right at the top are fine and have done a good job, but then it has fallen away quite dramatically. Sharks at number 3. A bit of a knock on, and they're going to pick up 1 off the first delivery.
Yeah, the Raiders have got the highest as well with that 70. That was against the Hunters, so that has been their problem, the Hunters. They've got off to good starts and then just lost wickets, and they haven't been able to recover. Beautiful afternoon on Friday in Lahore.
Nicely bowled. It's always good to see a little bit of aggression. He's got to come back nicely after his first over got a little bit of treatment.
Yeah, I think, Hazy, this is underused sometimes in 2020. Of course, you've got to pick your batter, know the line as well. What you can't do is just have it outside the eye line, because a batter will look to either slice you away over point or look to pull you in front. Got to look to try and hit the grill and the helmet, that sort of area. Just make it uncomfortable.
Nicely struck, and he's found the gap as well. Scampering to the left, and it's gone for 4 very quickly.
Yeah, that shot again really highlights how good this pitch is, as this isn't a half volley. Look at the length. Look how he gets rid of that left leg. He stays leg side, and as you said before, he hits on top of the bounce. And once it's through, it'll run away.
And I've seen enough already to see that the bowlers are going to have to come up with some other plans today. We're going to have all their tricks. A couple of slow balls, a couple of bounces, which you talked about then, Dominic, about being underused. Because the standard pace deliveries on this sort of surface, even if they get the lengths absolutely spot on, could easily disappear. Down the ground and strong. Beautifully struck. Just inside the advertising triangle. 1 bounce.
Again, for any young batter out there wanting to know how to play in a power play, watch how his front leg stays outside of leg stump, so he's able to access both areas. And once he sees the delivery, sees the length, he's able then to get his hands through the ball. Lovely swing of the bat, and just bounces before the cushioning, so that'll be a 4, but a good looking shot.
About a foot short of a 6. 2 balls left in this over, 9 from it so far. Punching away on the onside. They're looking to come back for 2. Nope, just the 1. We've got another sponsor, which we're going to be introducing you to nice and early on a Friday. It is Decode, the official smartphone partner for the PJL. Visit Decode social media pages and get a chance to win some fabulous prizes. One ball left, 10 off the over up until now. And it's a dot ball to finish. That's where it stays, 28 for none.
So off to a good start, the Raiders. 28 without loss. Still got a lot of batting to come. Keep your eye out also for Zaya Ullah bowling. I think he's got a bit of pace. Like the way that he played. Spinner started for the first time in Pakistan Junior League. First over. And a couple of seamers.
First over went for 4 runs. So really good work from Aspinwall. Slower bouncer. Just got away from a diving, sprawling fieldsman at short fine leg, and it's gone for 4 first ball.
Yeah, and Aspinwall just trying to just keep those emotions in. He's trying to bowl slower bouncer here. Gets it past short fine leg. He just changes field a little bit. So the 2 fielders out are out at deep mid wicket and deep square leg. You can see the plan is to go into the surface, which I think is right. No swing, no seam. It looks like once it's up, batters are going to try and look to hit through the ball. So definitely going to bring the length back.
He didn't quite get the line right. That was his problem, but now he's got to play catch up. The bounce off the first over certainly adds a little bit of extra stress to a bowler's mind, knowing the next 5 have got to be spot on to make sure they don't get away. And I think we all know that just the 1 over in T20 cricket, if it's a big one, can certainly change the complexion of a game.
Yeah, I think that's the right plans as well right now, because bowling into the surface gives him a little bit of protection on that leg side, because if a batter looks to pull you off your length, then there's 2 fielders out. There is quite a big gap between deep square leg and deep mid wicket. I think deep square leg is too fine. Now decided to change. So you can see that mid wicket, deep mid wicket is coming up, 3rd has gone back. Have a bowler who's 9 from 9.
Yeah, he hasn't had a great deal to strike so far. His partner's had double the number of balls to face. It's past the inside edge of the bat. I don't think there was any connection. Perhaps heard a slight little noise. Run scored.
Well, yeah, that's. You saw that Aspinwall was just about to go up. Yeah, nick. It's a nick. And it should have been taken. Into the surface. Little nick there. It should have been Aspinwall's 2nd wicket put down.
Regulation. Batting outside of his crease, and outside edge, in fact. Should have been gone. That is going to be out. Nicely done. That's how you do it. He says, if you can't catch him, I will.
Absolutely. And the fact that it's the length, it's the change of length that has just helped the Giants just to control those last 5 deliveries into the surface. You see that just frustrated, Ezekiel wants to go after it. And like you say, catch him yourself. It's good from Aspinwall to come back after that 4 off the first delivery. And Ezekiel goes to 22. Rawalpindi Raiders 34 for 1.
Good stuff from Aspinwall, and also getting a key batsman out as well. 6 off that over, good comeback and a wicket as well. 5 off the over. Correction, 6 off the over, 34 for 1. Let's have another look at that caught and bowled. Keeper put one down the ball before, and this time he had to just double back a little bit, Aspinwall, and turn and take that catch. And I think it's probably a better result, because Ezekiel is the man that is tossing the bat up in the air as he strides back towards the dugout. 34 for 1.
Raiders just lost their first wicket. Hassan Ezekiel, the man to go. Just looks like he was getting a bit antsy at the crease, dropped the ball before and presented a simple chance to the bowler. Hassan Ali Jr. coming to the attack for the first time today. Bowling from the pavilion end.
Good ball, Ali.
Steady start here, Sikandar Bakht, and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Tina. 35 for 1. Just now losing Ezekiel was looking good. He was the one scoring runs. Habibullah hasn't really had that much of a strike when Ezekiel and him open, but he's going around a ball. It's so important that the Gujranwala Giants bring their A game today, because these 2 matches available to them are the survival chance for them in the tournament. They need to win the remaining 2 games and win them big to get their net run rate right up there. Slim chance, but possibility.
They'll also have to depend on the results of other teams. Expect other teams to do well for them to be able to go through, and this goes back to the conversation we had in the early days. First 1 or 2 matches for the sides crucial in making sure that you get yourselves in a good position, you follow through, get a good solid victory early on, or a couple if you can. And then when you get to this stage of the competition, looking to close off positions for the playoffs, you're not in too much trouble. Kingdom Valley, go to the Kingdom Valley official Facebook page and get a chance to win exciting prizes. You can be the next winner.
Cuts away, that'll be boundary. It was too short. Had enough time to rock back and cut it through point.
I think this has come off toe end of the bat actually. And he manages to find the gap, and it's a good shot because there's 4 people in that cover area. Disappointed because the fielder in the end dived over the ball. Not that the ball was out of reach.
That's well done. He's just a bit touch unlucky that has gone through the gap, but he followed the batter, saw him coming down and bowled a little quicker as well. 6 gone, 45 for 1.
I think there's a bit of fortune here for the batsman. I don't think he's looking for the ball to go as fine as it did. Looking to go through more the mid-wicket area. But the result's good.
Power play done, 18 dot balls, that's 3 overs in that, 45 for 1. The Raiders, they wanted to bat first and they got that. Ali Aspan will continue. None for 5 in his first over as the signal, official call, power play is done. Second game on the same pitch. We'll have, in fact, 3 games on the same pitch. 1 more match lined up in the evening. Bound to slow down a touch. He's beaten in flight. He's missed everything.
7.3 is the rate achieved in the power play.
And it's at this stage, Sikandar, where we've seen teams pull back opposition quite often in the competition. In the earlier matches, this is when the introduction of the spinners was seen more often than not. Today was a different case. Opened up with the spinner. Another over of spin in that power play period. He'll look to ensure that this period, middle overs, keep wickets in hand and just continue to build the partnership.
Shot and picked up. Opportunity gone. Good placement, good catch. He made sure that he doesn't miss this one. Azanowis moved a bit. He was just trying to assess if it's going to reach him or does he have to dive forward. But either way, he's done well.
Now this catch is a lot more difficult than he's made it look. He's judged it very well. In the end, he's had to dive forward and get the hands underneath it. Does that well. That's when we're talking about they need to keep going with the partnership. Asya Mughal goes for 9. Rawalpindi 46 for 2.
Ali, Shaba, wait! Back the bowler.
Off the mark, Ali Isaaq straight away. Played the first game, Tino, and then was dropped in the 2. Just before this ball, where the wicket fell, the bowler said to the fielder who caught the catch, "Be ready, it's coming your way." Oh, you don't believe me? He said it in Urdu.
It's not that I don't believe you, Sikandar. I'm just wondering if he bowled a short ball on purpose to get hit out there because he told the guy to be ready. Anyway, good catch. What's important is they got the wicket.
Captain will keep strike. One more run added to the total. 48 for 2. Is what Rawalpindi Raiders have managed after 7 overs. Lots of opportunities for everyone to win while you watching the Pakistan Junior League. We'll keep sharing how you can be a winner. Various opportunities. Hassan Ali Jr. He's bowled well. That's Ali Asfan's wicket. Couldn't get hold of it, and that's a good catch taken. Probably suggesting that he lost it for a moment in the sun.
Good ball, Lale. Good ball, Lale. Shaba boys, back up the bullet. आवाजें नहीं आ रही.
Well, Osaka Battery will give a reward of 10,000 rupees for every shot that hits this board, the Osaka Battery tonic board. A chance for the players to win as well. If you hit the ball there, then you win 10,000. That's going to go. It's with the pace of the ball. 4 runs.
Yeah, more a thickish edge. He was looking to go squarer. Get the gap in between that short third man, which it's ended up going fine of, in the backward point, but he won't mind. Outfield is just so quick. And we've seen several times, once it just goes past that 30-yard circle with a bit of momentum, very difficult to chase down.
Eight overs gone, 55 for 2. Rawalpindi Raiders and their road as to where they stand in the PJL. They lost their first game to Gawada and they won the next 2 matches. Important 4 points against their name, and now this match, they'd like to seal a position in the playoffs if they can win. It's only to be decided what position in the top 4 they end up in after we have the round games. But they got to do a little better than that, you know, 138 at this rate.
Again, I'll reiterate that middle innings and a big partnership. Every time we've seen that, Sikandar, teams have got total past that 140, 150 mark. It's not often that I've seen teams have a bowler who blows them away in the middle part of the innings because of extremely good bowling. He's got a lot of variations, this man. That's the slow ball out the back of the hand. What he does is he's got so much control when he does that. Key for somebody of such a tender age.
Yes, he appeared in the 11 in the previous game for the first time from the USA, Trump, and born in South Africa. The kind of bowler he is, he won't offer you no pace. And he keeps, you know, rolling his fingers, sometimes kind of leg cutters. And you've got to really put some force behind it if you want to put him away for a boundary or a 6. And you're so right about the control in terms of length.
Because of the lack of pace, he knows that he's going to make up for it with the deliveries like this. Look at that out the back of the hand. You know who he reminds me of? Former New Zealand cricketer. Chris Harris.
Yes, you're right, and his action is quite similar as well. Saw a few slow ones back in the day. We talk about '92 World Cup, and Harris was bowling very well. Saw Akib Javed bowling a slow one too. Great batch. And nobody used to think about those things. Fast bowler, you come in, put in the pace.
I was having this discussion with Darren Ganga the other night. I was saying, cricket is just such a batsman's game. Let's have a look at this one. That's the normal seam-up delivery. And that's his mom, who's made the trip out to Lahore to watch him perform.
He has a much longer run-up from compared to Chris Harris. 9 gone, 60 for 2. The problem with both these teams playing at the moment, their net run rate is in negative. So 2 good wins for Gujranwala. They can push Raiders out. It's all about winning the 2 matches for Giants and winning them with a margin. Is that enough? He's put everything in it, and he's got the results as well. The bowler won't mind that. You want them to go after you. That creates opportunities.
It's well played. You see in the bit of extra air. Length too full. He's just gone straight through the line of the ball. How many times we've seen in this competition, Sikandar? Very similar type of delivery, and batsmen going across the line, looking to get boundaries at cow corner, deep mid-wicket. That's the way you should be going, down the ground. Minimum risk. The ball didn't look too dissimilar to the one before, Sikandar. That's the one before, just advancing down the wicket slightly.
Yeah, it did, but it just didn't allow him enough room to swing that bat. It's not a bad over, this 8 runs. They need to just accelerate a little bit because they're going at 7.03. And this is the time between 7 and 15 and that you start forming that foundation to then later on launch yourself. In the last 5 overs, you got enough wickets in hand. As the projected scores around here, you should get to around 160. Halfway through, 68 for 2.
10 overs gone, 68 for 2 it is. Here's a look at the 2 wickets that have gone down. Aspinwall is the man that caught and bowled the first wicket to go down, and Mughal was the second. Good catch, by the way. Awais was the man that took that catch, so nice work from him. Asfam was the bowler, so 68 for 2, nicely placed at this stage with 10 overs remaining, some batting to come as well. And Assam was the first to go. He was, in fact, Habibullah was the man that was dropped just prior to Hassan Ezekiel being dismissed. So that was a little bit of good fortune for Habibullah. But anyway, at the moment, it's nicely placed. A wicket apiece for Asfand and also for Aspinwall. A couple of overs. 5 bowlers used at this stage. We just saw Matthew Tromp for the first time. It looks like he's got that variation working quite nicely, which he's well known for. But 8 wickets in hand, and I think the Giants will be fairly happy with the way they're placed at this stage. Sana, how you doing?
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I'm doing well. And Siobhan Daniel, he's been introduced in the bowling. 6th bowler. First time in the tournament that he's being introduced.
A little bit of off spin.
He bats left-handed, bowls right arm off spin. It's a good matchup for the left-hander Ali Ishaq, who has looked good so far.
So they'll be really keen to pick up a couple of wickets after the break, just to try and get Rawalpindi on the back foot a little bit.
They'll definitely have to do that, because at the current run rate, they easily can go up to 133, 150, and you don't want to chase 150 here. And the entry is free for everyone in Lahore, and a lot of school kids are here.
It was quite a lengthy drinks break, actually, they've just taken, which is an opportunity for the mentors to have a bit of a chat. The coaches, of course, also have a bit of a chat. There we go. There's just that reminder about the free entry for all fans, and a lucky draw for selfies with the team mentors as well. A little bit wide that time, but he's got away with that. Across the right-hander.
Good few dot deliveries there right after the drinks break. We have seen so many times a wicket falling right after drinks.
Couple of tight overs, that's what they need to try and do. Steering that away. Straight to the fielder though, no runs. So 1 off the first ball this over. Now we've had subsequently 4 dot balls. Suddenly, if this could be a dot ball as well, it'll just get the batting side a little bit uneasy. Single's okay, so that's a very good start after the drinks break. 2 from it, 11 gone, 70 for 2. It is a very warm day in Lahore. Somewhere in the low 30s at the moment, and just a reminder again, it's a double header. So plenty of action today. Tromp again. Opening the blade, a little bit of indecision, but okay in the end.
The fielder there chose the wrong end to throw the ball. Might have tried the keeper's end. And that's where it's important to keep building those dot balls. The last over was really good, just 2 off the last over.
And it's almost an ideal situation, because they'll be, or Tromp will be hoping that they'll be looking to try something extravagant against him with his variation. There we go, that's beautifully bowled.
Absolutely, a bowler like this, I think good use of the bowler from the captain Uzair Mumtaz also at this point. When they want to accelerate, that's where you bring on the bowlers who have the most number of variations. Good control, good line, good length.
You've got to do all the work against him as well. There's no pace through the air. He's just a little bit over the 120, sometimes 125 k's per hour. as you'd expect with the work that he imparts on the ball in delivery.
You made a really good point, and with this pace also, the luxury for the bowler and the captain is that they can have the third and fine up without worrying too much about the boundary on third and fine. And then he can bowl those variations. The keeper can be up, so even more difficult for the batter to hit.
And those last couple of balls also just blocking off the one side with the line that he was bowling. Hard down the ground. There is protection, so only the single. It's not going to hurt him. Inverex Solar Energy. Visit the social media pages of Inverex and get a chance to win exciting prizes. Two balls left in this over, just 2 runs off the previous over, 3 runs off this one so far, so if they can back-to-back good overs. Again, blocking off that one side, indecision again with the running between the wickets.
This is a very good phase for Gujranwala Giants. No pace on offer, and the batters are finding it really hard to get those boundaries. 15 balls since the last boundary has been hit, thanks to Siobhan Daniel from the other end and Matthew Trump here.
Beautifully bowled. A little bit of movement off the surface with the action on the ball. 4 off that over. Good work. 74 for 2. So after that power play, the 6 overs, and a couple of reasonably tall buildings, you'd expect them to kick on a little bit at that stage from 7 onwards for a while, but they lost a wicket in the 7th, which just curbed that run flow a fraction. And they haven't really got going after that. The bowling's been good too, so it's certainly curbed their aggressive plans that I'm sure they had in place.
And yes, they have struggled in the middle. They had, in the last match, in the power play, they made 70 of 1. And then in 16 overs, they went on to just make 125.
That's a white. That's going to be a boundary. I needed that. I needed that badly.
And as he's coming around the wicket to the right-hander, there's always a chance for that width and the length. There's 2 fielders on cut for an off-spinner, but still he had a lot of time to place it exactly where he wanted to.
If they continue at 8 runs and over from here, they'll get to the 140 mark, which is probably not going to be enough on this surface. 10 and over gets them past the 150. That's more like it. But that is going to take some doing. Mind you, 8 wickets in hand. Not out of the realms of possibility.
And these 2 were better deliveries, going around the wicket for the right-hander. 1 bad delivery and he was able to extract a 4. Habibullah, the captain.
Habibullah played nicely in the last game that they played. 39 off 21 is almost a runner ball for his 32 at this stage. So it's 32 off 39. And he is going to be key, I think, for the rest of this innings.
Absolutely. Doesn't look like a pitch where you can just come and hit, especially with no pace on offer.
Yeah, I think the pitch is absolutely fine. It's just the clever bowling at the moment which is going to confront them. Looking to go hard down the ground. Has he gone far enough? Yeah, yes, he has. 6 runs. That's how you do it, says the skipper. 87 for 2.
The off-spinner going full becoming a little too predictable from this angle, and Habibullah, the captain, goes down the ground. for the maximum. Two contrasting overs from Siobhan Daniel. This over costing 13 runs.
What a really good shot that was. Last ball of the over to take that over to 13 runs, which will give him a nice little kickstart. Trump again.
And as the batters can't use the feed because the keeper is up for Trump. So now we see Ali Ishaq using the crease. This time they want Siobhan Daniel a bit too full. Very good execution there from Habibullah.
So I think with over number 13 travelling, they now need to make sure they kick on from here. That's got to be the plan. That was just a little bit lazy that time from Habibullah.
Good ball, Matthew. Chava, Matthew.
He's been bowling really well, use of wrist, use of fingers. And he is basically bowling away from the batter.
Yeah, that's what I like about it. It's the name of the T20 game. And things get a little tight if you can block off the one side at the moment to the right-handed Habibullah. And he can only play on the offside with the line that he's been bowling to him. And it makes the job so much easier for the captain. And he'll do the same, I presume, to Ishaq, the left-hander. A little bit straighter that time.
Very intelligent bowling there. Bowling two different lines and lengths to the left-hander and the right-hander, understanding what their strengths are. Ali Ishaq trying to use the crease, so he's targeting those stumps. If he misses, then there's a chance of the LBW and bowled.
Colin Munro just providing some little bit of advice. Works that on the onside, straight to the fielder though, without any great power, so it's only one.
It's a really good spell so far from Matthew Trump. Just 13 and already almost finishing his third over. One ball to go.
Colin Munro, by the way, has had a little bit of an unusual path throughout his entire career to international standard, and he's a wonderful white ball cricketer. Spent, I believe, about 45 minutes to 50 minutes just going through his career with his charges yesterday, which, from all reports, was fascinating, the way that he had to adapt and the changes he made in his technique and the shots that he specifically himself introduced. Would have been nice to listen to that. 14 overs gone, 92 for 2. Trump's figures, by the way, 3 overs, none for 14, so that's really good work, and clearly his captain is delighted with the work that he can do, because he's someone that he can back, someone he can trust to deliver at a crucial time, which is right now. So he's pegging the scoring rate. We've got 6 overs remaining. A couple overs from Asfand right at the start of the innings. Into the attack again.
The current run rate takes them to 131. If they want to reach that 150 mark, they will have to accelerate at 10 runs per over from here.
Nicely bowled. So the Giants have got a real opportunity. Haven't got any points at the moment, sitting 5th on the log. So they've got an opportunity here to curb this total. Punters at number 6, Giants at 5, Raiders at number 4. So it's a little shootout at the moment between 4 and 5, but having to fetch that high in the air, it's going to fall safely.
Lucky for Ali Ishaq, he was in no position to play that shot. Good bowling from Ali Asfand. He was watching the batter till the end, made him reach the ball, which he couldn't, so couldn't time it properly.
A little bit short. Almost got there. Almost got there. Big dive. 4 runs in the end that brings up the 50 stand.
Ali Asfand bowling a short one there, and Habibullah, he has punished all the bad deliveries. It was a chance, a tough one. Ali Waqas did everything right but couldn't hold on to it in the end.
That's exasperation, I think, for the delivery, not so much the fact that the catch wasn't taken. Well, that's how it should be.
Habibullah understanding the pitch. It has not been easy, so he's taking his time also.
This is going to separate the men from the boys. These next 5 overs, 100 up now. 100 for 2 it is after 15.
That's how the Raiders have been progressing. 45 in the power play and 55 in the 7 to 15. It means they've got good 5 overs, and if they want to go according to what they said at the toss, they need another 65 or so. They do have 8 wickets in hand, so they can actually take their chances, and why not? Aspinwall 2 overs 1 for 10. It's bowled well. There's an opportunity missed by the keeper, and then the next delivery he got his man cotton bowled. Now this partnership is in a position, 54 or 51, that they can accelerate. They should. High on the bat, just clears the circle. Well, he'll just get a signal. Oh, he's coming back for the second. Good running.
Aspinwall, who bowled well in those first couple of overs because he changed his length. A chance to win prizes that are worth millions. Unveil the reel, peel the label to win via lucky draws. That's Zeke Motor Oil. Yeah, what he's done is he's just started to bowl into the surface. You see the difference. Normally he's been trying to push it up there, and that is the reason why Lancashire are really happy for him to come out here to learn how to bowl on these sort of surfaces. And the education of the young man who has just signed his first professional contract. Learn how to bowl little off-cutters into the surface, change-ups.
Yeah, the length was short and it's cleared. Maximum, and that also brings in Habibullah's 50. First 50 for him, the captain leading the way. 54 with that maximum of 50 deliveries.
Yeah, well, he tried to go into the surface, but because Habibullah is used to the pace now, he waits and waits and then just helps himself. There is a deep mid-wicket out, but he clears that. Runner ball 50. Slowest 50 so far.
Tell me something, as a fast bowler, now in the modern day T20 version of the game, you have to know those variations, slow it down, but as a fast bowler, you would want the ball to see hit the gloves hard, on the rise. Is it out of your comfort zone as a fast bowler that I have to bowl slow now?
No, it isn't, and it's part of the game now. You've just got to accept that you need some change-ups. You know, you can't just run in every day and bowl one delivery at pace and think that that's going to work in all formats. At the moment, I think, you know, this young man, and like everybody in this tournament, they're learning about themselves, they're learning about conditions, they're learning about opposition. When you're under pressure, what can you do? So as a bowler, you've got to keep working at the slower options, the different options, because that's what good bowlers do. Think about the most successful bowlers. You know, Shaheen Shah Afridi is one, I think, is one of the best bowlers in T20 in the world when he's fully fit. Fact. But he's got options. He gets it into that leg side. Should just be one. End of the over. 16 overs gone. 110 for 2. And Shaheen Shah Afridi is good for a lot of reasons. What he does early on is he tries to swing the ball and tries to take wickets. That's what a fast bowler looks to do in any form of the game. Of course, Test cricket, one-day internationals, T20s. That is his job. But then once he knows that swing is gone, his job then is to look to make it difficult with a few changes. Think about somebody who had such a successful T20 career, unusual action, Millinger, Lasith Millinger. And he had that slower ball that which came out from the side. Give you another one back a long time ago, Courtney Walsh. Who'd have thought Courtney Walsh would have a slower delivery? So you have to be able to understand that you can't just run in every day and think, I'll bowl quick, I'll bowl quick. Of course, in Test cricket you can, but ultimately you've got to have some change up, whether it is, you know, slightly hold the ball a bit deeper or try and come down the side of each delivery, or a knuckle delivery. So whatever it is, it's got to be something, and that's what coaches are there for to help advise and teach.
Inside edge. No pace on it whatsoever, and he has been dismissed. Trying to make room, gets the inside part of the bat.
Yeah, Elliot Ashfand, who bowled that first over in the game, I think he's bowled well. What he does is he just bowls into the surface. It looked like that was an attempted little arm ball into the surface. So there's no real pace on it, inside edge. And that's the end of a good innings from Habibullah, 55 from 53. The Raiders, the unlucky number, 111 for 3.
Afnan Khan on strike. Straight away off the mark as well. Oh, 2. It's a bit sloppy there, a bit lazy.
I don't understand the field there. He's just come to the middle, and there's no extra cover. This is the end of Habibullah. Tried to smash it out the ground. No pace there. Inside edge. Not the best looking shot in the world, but Yeah, I just think when you've got an extra cover open, it's just easy just to push it out on the offside, get off strike.
They now will try and get as many as possible every over from here on, in the 17th at the moment. Just coming back to the discussion about the variations in fast bowlers, but you do agree that some of the bowlers do come with their reputation. Brett Lee's, Shoaib Akhtar's. But I totally agree with the current scenario, the modern day game. You've got to have those variations if you want to survive, because pace can be your enemy as well. Batters today, they don't spare you. Again, the call is 2. They should get it. That's a good call from the non-striker. But yes, the military mediums. We were talking about Chris Harris back in the day, Ravi Boparas, or someone who bowls those shorter run-ups can be very irritating to the batters. You just can't hit them easily. End of the over, 17 gone. It's 117 for 3.
I thought you were just about to say Dominic Cork as well. Military medium, you'd have been absolutely spot on. Good to see. Day off school to come and watch some cricket. Why wouldn't you? Remember, wherever you are in the Lahore area, come and watch some cricket. It's free. Double games today. Last of the double headers tomorrow. And then single headers from Sunday, day off Monday, and then into the qualifiers, eliminators. And then the big game on Friday. Why not just come? Whichever day you want to come. Come and watch some of Pakistan and some of the world's next big stars.
So if they go according to what they asked for at the time of the toss, they will have to score now at least 10 and over.
Remind us what he said at the toss.
165 or so.
They're not getting that.
Yeah, I can see that in the bottom of our screen. You've got to go more than 10 runs and over from here.
I think if they get to 140 from here, they would be delighted. Absolutely delighted.
He's hit that in the air. It doesn't have any distance on it, and it's been taken. Aspinwall takes the catch. Another wicket falls.
And that's just the build-up of pressure and looking at those projected scores and what they said at the toss. Maybe they're thinking we need to get to that. Again, look at the bowlers. They're learning into the surface. If you're going to get hit square. It's always harder to hit squarer and bigger. Big gap straight. Good catch by Tom Aspinwall. He's having a good day today. The Lancastrian. End of Ali Ishaq for 26, 117 for 4.
Talking about what score can they get, they're 117. They surely will not be able to get to that 165 that they wanted. You almost get a feeling teams around the world, the focus teams have is more on the power play and the last 5. It's almost like over number 7 to 15 is that lazy period. Today they scored 55, didn't lose a wicket in that session, 7 to 15. But again, my point comes, you got 8 wickets in hand. And you played a run-up ball 7 to 15. Wide ball, and then the desperation arrives in the last 5 when you start losing wickets. It's not going to be easy to hit the ball out of the park on a pitch like this.
You're right. That's why it's important. I keep saying it, like you say, we do highlight the last 5 and the first 6, and we talk about power plays and high power plays, and that team scored 50 off the last 5. I think the most important stage of any T20 game is between 7 and 15 on both sides, bowling and batting. Oh, he's going to get run out. Just pick the ball up, take your time. This is ridiculous. A ridiculous run, a ridiculous shout, and no communication. We've seen that throughout, not just in this game, throughout. What is he doing? Goes straight back to the bowler. No communication. And it is the end of Charlie Tier. What the non-striker was doing, I just don't know. Ran down the wicket, and Charlie Tier has to go without scoring. 118 for 5.
This over, dot ball, wicket, wide, wicket. So exactly this is what happens when you are trying to play out of your comfort zone. You know it's just 118 on the board. You want every run. This is what you end up with. I don't know what the non-striker Afnan is doing, and Charlie was, well, nice enough to leave his crease. Could have stood his ground.
Absolutely. Communication. So it's an easy thing to say from up here, but if you're not coming, scream at him. Put your hand up, hand signals. No, I'm not coming. Go back.
It's in the air, and oh, he's missed it. Runs here. Hassan Ali Jr. is made a mess of it. He's a little slow to take off to get underneath that catch.
Yeah, again, maybe it took it a little while to adjust to where it's coming, how far it's coming, and see whether this should have been taken. In some ways, he's lucky to stop the boundary, and he nearly didn't get a hand on it. That's something that can improve. I think we can all agree with that. The fielding, the catching, and the running between the wickets. I think there's the 3 elements that the under-19s, this Pakistan Junior League, can improve on.
Just a single to end the over. 121 for 5.
And you're right, and when sides get behind, and when I mean behind, they look at, as you say, the captain saying get to 160. Put themselves under pressure, and it should have been another wicket this. Should have been 6 down, and all of a sudden what happens is you then actually try and get yourself one of those big overs of 20, and you can't do it on these sort of surfaces. One thing you can say about the Giants bowlers, yes, they're in a difficult position to qualify, we know that, but all you can do as a side is set your plans and execute, and I think they've done that well. All the bowlers have bowled differently than they have done previously. I think they've been sensible by bowling into the surface, and the spinners have done so well.
It's in the air, should be out. Yes, it is. It'll be very tough to hit Trump out of the park. He will give you variations and no pace whatsoever.
That's his mum watching as well, so happy. It was a good catch. The captain was Multaz, who's the captain. You're right, this one a little bit of pace on it. Wasn't the slower delivery, but I like the fact that he took his time, he knows where the cushioning is, I've been impressed with Matthew Tromp so far. He's looked at ease in this arena. Afnan Khan goes to 6. Rawalpindi Raiders 121 for 6.
Just clears the circle, will probably come back for 2. So just the point, it's a clear evidence over here that they were 100 for 2 at the end of 15 and they've lost 4 wickets over a span of 10 runs. And that is what happens, and you suddenly nosedive. Panic comes in, you get those funny runouts, you're trying to hit the ball. It was a good catch though, but not every ball can be hit out of the park, and that is the chance you'll take then.
Look on our fruit machine here, 35 for 4 in the last 30 balls. Just gives it away. Shows how the fielding side have executed their plans well. In the air again. The captain gets underneath it. Should be taken, is taken. Slower ball from Trump. Zaya-Ullah tried to head him out the park. And he keeps impressing.
Yeah, this is exactly what Trump will do. Back of the hand, he's bowled it wide, and the batsman has to put a lot of force behind it, but only can manage it at the 75 marker, and he's an easy catch taken by Uzair Mumtaz. Trump gets another wicket. Zia-Ullah goes for 2. Rawalpindi are struggling with 123 for 7.
Slightly more, bit more. Roller. That's your leg. Lead to back.
Oh, wow. That's exactly what you need in the overs where you're trying to be hit on every ball. Yoked him out.
Absolutely. No wonder his mum's got a smile on his face, on her face. This one pace on. So clever because new batter probably thinks he's going to take pace off, a slower delivery. A little sign. We'll try and find out what that sign is. 3 wickets in the over, and he's on a hat-trick. Swift innings. On first ball, Amir Hassan, 123 for 8.
Matthew Tromp is on a hat-trick. And that's a wide. He's still on a hat-trick.
Yeah, he probably just got a little bit too greedy there. He went for the full straight delivery. What an over this has been. Wicket, 2. Wicket, wicket, wide. And pick up 2. Just. Full on, nice seam. This innings is nosediving, or shall we say has nosedived. 126 for 8, they're in danger of being bowled out.
That's a brilliant spell from Matthew Tromp. 4 overs, 3 for 19. Brilliant stuff. 127 for 8. These are the wickets. Matthew Tromp, first one. Good catch taken by the captain. Second one again. Pace off, back of the hand. Again, it's Uzair Mumtaz, the captain, who takes the catch. And then this brilliant one. Seam up and leg stump. So 6 deliveries left with the Raiders. Oh, the non-striker took off.
Non-striker. Wow. He was trying to catch the bowler up. He'd gone that far. Good stop, by the way, at backward point, because he timed that really well. Naveed, who smashed it. Mohamed Wakas, who is leaving the field. Just have a look at this. Have a look at the non-striker. Where are you going? You're not. Where are you going? Kai Smith, who... yeah. I think you'll be just told it was me. I'm going to give you a warning now. That's it.
Catch it is the call, and he's gone. So he wanted strike to hit it big, but again he finds Uzair Mumtaz.
Yeah, again, just look at the speed as well. Look at the delivery bowled. I think this is another off-cutter into the surface. Into the surface, and saying to Kai Smith, try and get me over mid-off, an extra cover. He couldn't. So got on strike, and then has to depart. Another good catch by the captain. And then the end of Kai Smith. Here goes first ball. Nearly the end of the innings. 128 for 9.
They're 9 down now, 4 deliveries to go. They might not play all 20. The dugout must be a busy place, looking for helmets, gloves. 8 wickets have fallen. Oh, as there it is. They don't bat 20 overs. What a comeback, and what game plan from the Gujranwala Giants. They've bowled so well. They've understood the surface, and they've done exactly according to the plan. They've not allowed the Raiders to get into top gear at any stage in the last 5 overs. They've lost 8 wickets for 16 runs. 8 wickets for 16. They've completely taken the momentum away. This is good performance from the Giants bowlers.
Certainly is. That's exactly what they needed. Remember, they've got to win this game to even stand a chance of trying to get in that top 4. They need to make sure when they come out to bat that they try and knock these off as quickly as possible. Some bad shots within the Raiders lineup. Can't say anything about the tail enders, but ultimately half a job done for the Giants, and they'll have to chase 129.
And they got 45 in the power play, and from 7 to 15 they got 55. It's Habibullah's 50, almost a run a ball, and Isaaq's 26. The rest of them single digits. Partnerships, again, same story. The two men, Habibullah Hassan and Habibullah Isaaq. Otherwise, nothing whatsoever.
Well, the Gujranwala Giants bowling was very good. Started off with the spinner, 2 for 23. He took the first over. Ibtisam with 3 for 23. Good from Aspinwall as well, 1 for 20. And Trump, well, he was just absolutely magnificent. 4 overs, 3 for 19.
All right, so it's 129 to win, but before we take a break, we head down to Roha and let's see what she has with us.
I've got Matthew Trump with me here, who's come all the way from the United States to be part of the first PJL. Let's speak to him about his performance today. Matthew, great spell today. First of all, tell us how the experience of the PJL has been so far.
Yeah, thank you first of all. Yeah, it's been amazing to learn from the coaches, the mentors, players from all different parts around the world. The talent here is incredible. It's been an amazing experience and I've learned so much.
Well, a bit of hard luck with the Giants so far. What do you think has not been able to click with your team?
Yeah, we've got a good vibe, good energy going. We close team. We just haven't found that win. We just haven't got that spark yet. Hopefully today we can find it. Hopefully we can build a few partnerships. We can chase this total down.
Hopefully. We're enjoying seeing your variations. Talk us through that process. How do you develop them?
Yeah, so it's just a lot of practice. Since I've got you, I've been practicing them. I didn't usually bowl a lot of them, but since I've got you, I've seen the wickets have been holding a bit. So I thought just keep it tight to the stumps and just variations will do the trick here.
Tell us about your cricket career so far in the US, especially. How much cricket do you get to play there?
Yeah, so I've only just moved there like a couple months ago. So I got selected for the minor league, and I mean it was incredible. I didn't expect there to be much cricket there, but it's certainly growing a lot. And I mean I'm playing with ex-professionals from South Africa, West Indies professionals. I mean it's something only I could dream of. So it's been amazing.
We really want to know about that sign you made after that last wicket.
Yeah, it's actually it's a cross. So for my religion, I'm a Christian. So just want to thank the Lord, and also a signal to my brother back home, and also one of my friends. So just to say that I'm thinking of them. Yeah.
Well, Matthew, all the best for this one. Hopefully, this will end on a winning note for you, and it's lovely to have you at the PJ.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great stuff, Matthew Trump. So here we are, 20 overs, 6.45 runs an over. Get 129 and win your first game, Gujranwala Giants. Okay, let's take a break. We'll be back soon with the reply.
Welcome back. Now we're halfway through this first game. 2 games today, of course. An important game, this one in particular, for these two guys. Of course, 4 and 5, so they both want to play well. The Raiders versus the Giants. And let's have a look at the action from the Raiders. Unfortunately, it fell apart for them at the end. They started off pretty well, actually, and they caught a couple of boundaries early. A couple of big hits down the ground through that vacant third man region for that first boundary. That one just shy of 6. And a couple of short deliveries also just got away. And then it was a caught and bowled. So that was good as far as the Giants were concerned. And the Raiders at this stage, their run rate was okay, but wickets started to fall fairly comfortably. Takil was the first to go, and he's been a key player for them up until now. And soon after it was McGill who went, and Habibullah was the other man who went as well after a couple of blows. So at this stage there are a couple of runs coming. Just the one bounce that one before went for 4 runs. Good solid shot going straight over the top of the ropes, so that was good work from the skipper. And they were looking fairly comfortable before some left arm orthodox got involved into the game, and this is where they needed to press on, but unfortunately didn't quite go as well as they would have liked.
Well, they did well to get themselves past 100 with just 2 wickets down, and then it just seemed like they were in a rush to try and lose as many wickets as possible. As we saw some pretty decent bowling from this young man, Trump. It was a good catch. Presence of mind to know that he was very close to the boundary. And this boy bowled particularly well today to pace off the ball. And on this wicket, it's going to work because it was used yesterday as well. And, just a little bit slower today than it was yesterday. The wickets just continue to fall towards the end of the innings. The wheels came off, and just 128 is what they managed to get.
Yeah, they were nicely placed. 111 for 2 it was, and then lost the last 8 wickets for 16 runs, and Trump getting 3 wickets in his last over. Right, we're almost ready to get underway. We'll take a break and be back shortly. Right, that's the situation. Gujranwala need 129 runs, 20 overs of course, in this sort of weather, and they need to go 6.45 runs per over. So there's a real opportunity here for the Giants. You would think that they'll be able to track this down. They need to get a good stand right at the top. And the Raiders, Mir Hassan is going to be starting procedures, and he's going to be hoping that he can either curb the run flow or pick up a wicket nice and early and try and peg them in the batting power play. 129 the target. Nice bit of movement, nice shape away from the left arm.
Just the start that they would have wanted. And we've seen that they've pitched the ball up, even in the afternoon like this. Hazy, there's just been a little bit of movement for the seamers. We've seen under lights, and we'll probably see it again tonight, that ball obviously just swings a little bit more, nips off the surface.
Oh, a nice crisp shot. Hesitation, the run between the wickets, and I think they picked up their first wicket. The Raiders are going to be very happy with that.
Just that slight bit of hesitation was enough for the fielder to pick up and throw. Realized that it had to be the direct hit. Comfortably out.
Now the Zing ball is out of the groove. The stumps have lit up. And he's going to see red as well, I'm afraid. That is a big setback right at the start of the innings. Good work from the Raiders. It's exactly what they needed to do. Pick up a wicket first up. They've done it, after ball number 2. Nawaz goes, none for one.
Shabash, shabash, Mama, Nur Kure, shabash. Sir. Lefty. Lefty, boys, lefty. Charlie, fine. The leg. Break. Left arm over, more to come.
Nice work. Good scrounging from the keeper to the right. Full length dive. Certainly saved a couple of extra runs. Nice buzz from the Raiders already in the park.
That's because of this. It's that hesitation just there. Had he gone straight away, he would have certainly been a lot closer, probably made his ground.
That would have been the team chat. Let's get a wicket nice and early. Let's upset their plans. It's a low total. It's one of those totals that if you lose wickets at the start, it can be problematic as the innings unfolds. Bowling with a nice shape back in towards the right-hander. Nice shot, strong on the onside, no run.
He's getting that shape because he's not afraid to pitch the ball up, allowing the ball to just tail back into the right-handers.
That's a nice action too. Nice bustling action from Amir. Everything right about it, nice and direct. Everything channeling in the right direction. Good use of that front arm as well.
He's got a good firm wrist behind the ball, which is key for the fast bowlers. That's where your control comes from, your ability to be able to swing the ball in or away.
Top over so far. Last ball. Tight again. Can't put that away. Good start. 1 for 1 after 1. Mind you, Daniel and Wakas, the next 3 men to come in now, will be sitting in that change room now, very disappointed with that slight hesitation, the slight hiccup in his running between the wickets. Hence that direct hit from Habibullah, which sent him on his way. Something tells me this is going to be an interesting game. I can't believe they lost their last 8 wickets for 16 runs. The Raiders, they've got to make amends now with the ball. Lovely line.
Hazy, Siobhan Daniel, by far the best batter they've got in the side from what we've seen in their first 3 matches, although not successful in terms of winning. Penciled in to come in at 5, and I just wonder if he will come in at 5, and if he does, why they wouldn't want him to come in earlier, have more time to bat, as opposed to a side that's struggled really to chase. Last game needed 132 to win. Only managed 87. Have him in early. Allow him to have more people to bat with and control the innings.
Yeah, he scored 111 runs so far. He's number 5 on the batting list. So you would think they would want him to do exactly that. Take charge out there and just sensibly just work it around and spend time in the middle. It's a warm day, lovely day for a little bit of a dip in the pool. Tino, you've got plans on that during the break between the games?
No, I felt like I wanted to have my feet in a bucket of cold water and ice this afternoon when we were there before the game. Oh, that water looks lovely. Maybe on the day off we can go in there and have a bit of a dip.
Looks terrific. Nice little complex around the Gaddafi Stadium.
.3 overs gone, 3 for 1. Raiders will be very happy with how they've started. We saw the introduction of spin in the first over and the innings before, and a couple more spin overs in the power play. Wonder how soon it'll be before they introduce theirs.
So remind you about this presentation. It is the award of the Abdul Qadir Blue Cap Award for the most wickets to Afghan Khan. 7 wickets. There are a couple of players, 2 players actually with 7 wickets, but he's got the best average as well, best bowling average. Hence he gets the number 1 spot in that list. Colin Munro handing that over and giving a chat to his charges. Full toss, friendly full toss, and put away as it should have been done.
First time any of the Raiders bowlers has missed his mark. He's missed it by a long way. Just opens the face and ensures it gets through the gap and run away for 4.
There's a green cap as well for the most runs, the Javed Miandad cap, the top scoring batsman. Nice little accolades for those who are succeeding with the ball in the bat. 2 overs gone, 8 for 1. Confirmation of what I was talking about, the most wickets. Afnan Khan, the better bowling average, so he's top of the pops with 7. Manas at 7 as well. Now up 6, along with Iptitsum, also with 6, and Zabir. Oh, that's pretty close. Yep, up goes that finger. And I think that's adjacent. I'm not sure that's going to go upstairs.
Oh, it's a good delivery, this. Going upstairs, it's full, it's straight, it looks good.
Yeah, there's just a little bit of movement back in towards the stumps, which is probably going to get him in trouble, I think. The third umpire, of course, is having a good look at this. That's absolutely fine. No problems with that front foot. Just a reminder that some part has got to be behind the line. Let's watch this little bit of swing at the last minute. Wobble seam. And just straightening a fraction there. I think that's where he's in trouble. Third umpire will be looking very closely now to see if there's any connection with the willow. Imran Javed is the TV umpire.
He's got himself in a bit of a tangle here. It's gone a bit too far across to the offside. Ball swinging back that last moment. And that's why he's failed to get his bat down in time. This has struck him just on middle stump. It'll be very difficult to get that overturned. Got it right.
Well, that's ideal as far as the Raiders are concerned, and Amir is going to be delighted with that. It's exactly what he is looking for. There is the television umpire, Imran Javed, who was doing all the hard yards, adjudicating to ensure that that was okay. Azan Awais is on his way for 7. The Giants in trouble, 8 for 2. Daniel in at number 4. Whips that away. Lovely shot, little half volley roundabout leg stump. It's exactly what you want as you arrive at the crease.
This is why I wanted to see him in earlier. He was in at the beginning of the 3rd over anyway, but he's got such quality about himself. Ball slightly over pitch straight away. Takes advantage of that.
Plays for Sri Lanka and under-19s as Daniel got 155 against England in an under-19 test match recently. It's like a nice organised batsman. One of the things that when you first arrive at the crease, you've got to make sure you're nice and in tune with the bowler. And I think the movements we're seeing from Daniel in the short couple of balls he's faced so far, that being the LBW shout, by the way, that saw the end of Awais with that dreaded digit firing him. But since then, Daniel's been going nicely and looks totally organised with his technique. Oh, that's good connection too. 1 bounce 4.
Wow, he's got a hold of this. Short onto it very quickly. It's come right out the middle. Don't think he's going to be bowling too many more short deliveries to him if he's going to be playing them like that.
It's worth a try, I suppose, at the start, knowing that they've lost a couple of wickets. A reasonably pacey short delivery at just over 130 k's per hour. Try and surprise him a little bit so he doesn't just rock onto that front foot, but Mumtaz was up to the task. Early call.
Now, this doesn't look good. It looks like he might have just done something to that hamstring. He got hit, but I don't know if he got hit on the hamstring or if he got hit. Oh, yeah. All right. It's the ball. It's a good thing the ball didn't hit the stumps, because I don't think he had made his ground there. Hadn't grounded his bat. But what he did well was the early call. And that's what the pair before didn't do when they got the run out. Hesitated and didn't make a decision early enough and get going.
Reminded me of those schoolyard games used to play, Tino. It was a tennis ball in those days. You should brand people in the recess time with a tennis ball in the schoolyard, but not a cricket ball. It certainly can hurt, that's for sure. But I think you're right. He is lucky he didn't hit the stumps, because he might have been in trouble. Didn't ground the bat, but also veered away. Full toss, just a punch. And a good stop as well. 3 overs gone, 11 off that, and a wicket right at the top of the over. 19 for 2. Now this tells a story about the Giants. Lost their first game by plenty, 8 wickets. Lost their second game by 5 wickets as well. And also their third game by 44 runs. So they were in the hunt, really. And match number 11 underway. And in an interesting position at the moment. 110 required for 102 balls and 8 wickets in hand.
Wide run rate at 6.47. Current rate 6.33. Two new men at the crease. Crucial that just take their time and build a partnership.
Change of pace now for Daniel. Just to continue my conversation, what I was talking about before, how he looks nice and organised upon arriving in the crease. He looks triggered. That's a phrase which is used from time to time, where he's in tune with the bowler. A little bit adventurous with that first one, a little bit sloppy perhaps with that first ball from Naveed. But it's often the difference between someone getting runs and getting a start. Or they get a confident start right at the start of an innings because they're nicely triggered and in tune with the bowler and aware of proceedings. You can make a big difference rather than being caught, if you like, a little bit sluggish upon taking guard. Zik Motor Oil. Unveil the real. Peel the label to win via a lucky draw. Every week prizes worth millions. With Zik Motor Oil.
Early wickets again, falling for the Gujranwala Giants. And this partnership will be extremely important. The wicket of Daniel will be one they want to get very quickly.
And if they don't get up today, the Giants are in big, big trouble. Much like the Hunters were yesterday. There we go. Hunters at 6, Giants at 5.
Now, if anything should motivate them, it's the fact that the opposition today are just ahead of them. If they beat them today and if they win their next game, and hope that the Raiders lose their next game, then they've got an opportunity.
Dragging that on the onside, just for one though. Tidy over, 3 from it, 4 overs gone now, 22 for 2. Giants, something they'll remember as we look at the situation after 4 overs. They got bowled out for 87 in the last game, got bowled out in the 16th over. So that doesn't augur well for the way that their batsmen were feeling. Just needs 1 or 2 really good players, and there's 2 for them in the middle right now for the Gujranwala Giants. Here he is, here's the blue cap man. Abdul Qadir cap winner at this stage. That's going to swap around obviously as this tournament unfolds. Got a hat-trick in the last game. Afnan Khan.
He's lent his blue cap to the captain while he tries to get more wickets and widen the gap between him and his counterparts. Yeah, he's been very impressive with the ball.
Captain certainly nice and busy at that first slip region. In fact, he's moved himself out of that first slip and is gone to a short catching position in the covers, but he's now decided to ask that. No, he's going to a standard cover region, and covers has come across to provide more protection on the onside. Two outside the circle, long on, and also a deep mid wicket. Not much flight from Afnan Khan.
He's definitely making an effort to get that ball flat and quick through to the batsman. Not looking to turn it either. Ball just going on, so he's got to be careful playing those cross-bat shots. It's better straight to bat, going down the line of the ball.
A stand of 16 at the moment. That's what they need. That's what they need to just build reasonably comfortably. Don't have to step on the gas too much at the moment. Try and get that up to double that, so it's around about the 32 mark, and then the next target around about the 50 mark. Just past the edge. The gentle waft of the willow.
This must be the arm ball. There you go. Seam to the slip, going away.
And that's a tidy first over from Khan. 3 from it, 5 gone, 25 for 2.
the Cheel is waiting patiently. 25 for 2 then. The Gujranwala Giants. Giants power plays so far 32 for 3, 24 for 4, and 30 for 2. Average dot deliveries in power plays for Giants throughout this tournament, 24. 4 overs. Wow.
That is why they are at the bottom of the table, not being able to win any games.
The stats never lie, Sana. There'll be a reason why the sides are at the bottom, whether it's because they are poor in the power play with bat or ball, they can't defend in the power play, they lose wickets batting at the end, or their run rate is high, the bowlers in the last 5. Then the stats don't lie. Talk me through this action then. Looks quite nice, looks like he's side on, looks like he gets a few revolutions. That is the batting in the power play. Hyderabad Hunters up there. That's a surprise, but there'll be other reasons why they're at the bottom, and the Gujranwala Giants, that's exactly why they're at the bottom. Run rate under 5, highest is 32. I don't think they're going to beat that today. They've got a chance. The last couple of balls, but just take me through this action. Looks like quite a nice side-on action. Revolutions on the ball.
Yes, quite a good action. He brings the arm very close to his ear, so a very good release point, high release point, and a good movement through his right leg.
What's the most important thing for an off spinner? Is it action? Is it trying to get as many revolutions on the ball? What is it?
I think it's a combination of all. The gather position is extremely important. The non-bowling arm, how stable it is. His non-bowling arm is coming a little quicker than I would have liked, but otherwise his movement through the hip, the leg is moving really well. That's why the rotation on the ball is very good.
Chipped in the air. And they will beat their best power play with that boundary off the last delivery. So power play done, 35 for 2.
Was bowling full and straight. Siobhan Daniel using the crease, using his feet. Comes down the ground. He knew that it was the last ball of the power play. Went for the maximum.
So the end of the power play. 6 overs done means that field inside, the Raiders only have to keep 4 fielders in this circle. 3 are on the offside, 2 behind point, an extra cover, and a short fine leg. A shout of 2. Again, you can just hear them shouting, yes, 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 no, no, no. And we've seen that so many times as well. Wild throws that hit the stumps and go off for overthrows.
Afnan Khan, the highest wicket taker of the tournament so far, the hat-trick bowler.
Nice boy. Good Afnan. Very good, buddy.
Remember, you've got a chance to be the next winner and win exciting prizes. Go to Kingdom Valley PVTL Limited official Facebook prize page even, and you can win those exciting prizes. Yeah, the reason why he's wearing that blue cap, you can see it in the umpire's hand there. He's a leading wicket taker. Hat-trick as well. Hat-trick in that shortened game against the Hyderabad Hunters. Set 55, weren't they, to win in that 5 overs. He ended up with, well, okay figures. What was he? 2 overs, 3 for 7. They were all right, weren't they? Throw in a hat-trick.
Pretty good. And why he's quite effective in this format, because as compared to Naveed, he has more of a round arm action, so he doesn't get that height. His trajectory is quite low. And it's difficult to get that elevation for a bowler who doesn't have a lot of bounce as a spinner.
Yeah, and that's what I talked about that at the pitch report, that I think spinners that are successful here are ones that bowl into the surface, not trying to go up and a lovely action and get that drift and a little bit of flight. They're looking to bowl into the surface and make it difficult for the batter to get underneath. As you can see, slide it on, and a single to finish, 5 runs from it, 7 overs done, 40 for 2. So the Rawalpindi Raiders got to 128. Innings was just 2 halves really. Started well and then they lost wickets. Trump was excellent with his 3 for 19, so was Ibtisam with 3 for 23. And in reply, the Giants now require 89 from 78. Remember, if they lose, they're gone. They're out of this competition. Just to finish off, why he's wearing a blue cap, leading wicket taker, the Abdul Qadir cap. Obviously the great Pakistani leg spinner, and there'll be another cap. There'll be a green cap for the highest run scorer as well, the Javed Miandad cap as well. What a bowler, Abdul Qadir. Had a again misfield, overthrows. Yeah, I was just talking about Abdul Qadir on an Ashes trip, Sana. We were struggling, well, against all the bowlers, not just Shane Warne. So they called Abdul Qadir up, who was playing league cricket, age of 50 in Melbourne, to come and bowl at the England players. We hadn't got a clue. We couldn't play him.
He was a true magician.
Couldn't pick him. You know, as a bowler, you're looking at your top order from behind the nets, and you're just seeing Abdul Qadir running in, and Atherton, Hussain, Stewart, Thorpe, they hadn't a clue.
Absolute magician of a bowler. I also got to spend some time with him. He coached us in a domestic competition. Very good coach as well.
Yeah, lovely man, wasn't he? Lovely man to talk to. A couple of runs. They're going to have to do more of that as well. Remember what I talked about is we've got to try and win this game.
The partnership's looking good, 37 of 32, and these two will have to stay. We don't still know about Waqas, who got injured in the field, whether he's going to come back or not. Hasnain has been good. Otherwise, most of the runs they would like to make themselves. Uzair Mumtaz and Siobhan Daniel.
Is that period as well I'm talking about, between overs 7 and 15, where I think sides have struggled. And see there that Siobhan Daniel decides he's going to go all the way, and does. Just misses our cameraman Tex, who gets his camera out the way. There he is.
He has been very, very impressive. Siobhan Daniel, whenever he has walked onto the pitch, he has looked really good. Takes the calculated risks. They are chasing a good target, and he makes sure there's no pressure on him.
Lovely from Tex as well to get that camera out the way. Good hands. Single to finish. 8 overs gone, 52 for 2. Such a difficult job as well, being a camera operative who stands there all day and looks through his lens all day. In this heat, we're in air conditioning here. Bit of relief underneath an umbrella, but that's about it. That is the view. That is the view. How they pick it up. Yep, it's 4. Okay, steady on. Getting excited. Just remember it's a double header. Let's hope those smiles are on in a few hours, shall we? Yeah?
It's good to see they are enjoying themselves.
But it's such an important job, and we sit here, and without them, we're nothing. Absolutely nothing without them.
Can't agree more.
A lot of people down underneath as well who make this look like it's a simple production, and it's such a difficult thing to put together, and they work so hard. Let's get my favourite camera on. Here he is, Buggy Cam. Go on. See how quick he can go. Come on. Stick it into 3rd gear. There we go. I love that camera. Not that I don't like other cameras. I don't want to think I'm favouring that one. Wow, look how quick it's going now.
Go, boys.
Yeah, you're getting everything now. Here's drone. As well, we need a license for that one though. Can't operate that one. Buggy Cam went past the other day and I asked whether I could have a go, and he looked at me, and I think that meant no. I think it meant no. I'm gonna get in his ear. I know he can hear me. I want to go. I'll get a single in the end.
Again, some confusion between the two batters with calling, but in the end they were safe. Uzair Mumtaz, the captain, Siobhan Daniel, they have been the consistent scorers for Gujranwala Giants.
Yeah, and at the moment, look, just depends what the Giants want to do here. Of course, they're trying to improve their run rate as well as win the game. Win the game, they're definitely out. They know that. Lose the game, they're definitely out. It's whether they think they need to make sure that they win as quickly as possible, or that are they just happy with the win. There's one thing they've got to try and communicate through.
Exactly, because they need points and the net run rate. At the moment they are at number 5 and their run rate is in minus, so they also need 4 points, but they also need to really improve that net run rate.
Yeah, they've only got to go up 1 place, haven't they? Remember, the top 4 qualify, so they're only trying to go at 1 place, and the Raiders have that place at the moment. End of the 9th over, 57 for 2. And if you look at the Raiders' run rate as well, that's in the minus as well. So that's all that the Giants are trying to catch. Forget trying to catch the rest because of the fact the net run rate. I think that would be too much of a gap. They'd have to win by ridiculous amounts and hope that the final games of the other teams, they lose again. So
they can only match the Raiders and the Bhawarpur Royals. Bhawarpur will have 2 matches after this, so yes, I agree, they have the best chance against the Raiders.
So just to let you know that obviously they'll all have a game left after this. The Raiders take on the Royals for their last game, so that's an important game. And guess who the Giants take on? The Hunters, who are winless at the moment. So in a way, if the Giants can win this game, slightly improve their net run rate, hope the Royals beat the Raiders, and then when they take on the Hunters, try and beat them as much as possible and get that run rate as close. They may have a chance.
So almost at halfway of this innings, we can say the Gujranwala Giants looking that they can surpass the Raiders.
Ali Raza back into the attack. Oh, we all need smartphones, don't we? What will we do without smartphones? So Decode is the official smartphone partner for the PJL 2022. Visit Decode's social media pages and get to win fabulous prizes.
How many phones are you carrying?
No, I've only got one.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Only one. There it is. That's the one. There. Decode want to. I'm happy, of course.
You'll be happy to receive?
Of course, yes.
I think the message has been conveyed.
Okay, thank you. 50 partnership as well came up then, 50 from 42. So this has been good from both the captain Uzair Mumtaz and Chevon Daniel.
And the rain-affected match, it was Ali Raza. He bowled the penultimate over and he got a couple of wickets. And that's after his over, Afnan Khan got the hat-trick. So Habibullah has brought back the main bowler.
Oh, that's a good start as well, back into the attack, hitting that back of a length, straight lines. Talk about hat-tricks. This man already has one, the first ever one, in that delayed and shortened game, 5-over match. Of course, some of these wickets you'll think, he's a bit lucky. Well, you make your own luck in cricket. The way that he bowled into the surface made it difficult for the batter to get underneath. A couple of good catches. Well, that's nicely played. Captain just opens the face of the bat. It's intentional and then runs away for a boundary.
Ali Raza offering pace and Uzair Mumtaz using it to his benefit. Opening the face of the bat at the last moment. The third fielder was quite wide. Easy 4 runs. 5 of the first 4 deliveries. And it's very rare that you see a hat-trick with 3 catches. Generally, the bowlers have to work really hard with the LBW's bowls like you did for your hat-trick in the test.
Well, that's a while ago. Not sure you were born, were you?
I'm sure I would be.
I doubt it. Nice breeze. I know that Tino Mueo was saying there was no breeze out there for him in the studio. There was a beautiful breeze. I don't know where he was.
He wants the studio to be shifted on the roof of the Kadafi
Well,
Stadium.
ridiculous. Of course there's a breeze. Look at it. Look at that. Look at the drone. Beautiful. Lovely day to be in Lahore. We're halfway. 10 overs gone. 64 for 2.
The worms are almost next to each other at the same stage. Today they scored 35 for 2 in the power play. That's their best, which is why they've not been able to get those 2 points that they should have. That one game, 179 scored by them. I don't know how they lost that match, but they were surely close to winning some games. Almost chops that one on the keeper's boot. Coming back for 2, that's good running. That's really good running. Yeah, their previous power plays have been like 24 for 4, 30 for 2. This one is the best. 32 for 3 also is one of them. That's a shot. He's made up his mind that this is probably the over where they can accelerate a bit, and they are.
Oh, this is a good stroke. And he's maneuvered himself outside the line of the off stump. Now that ball hits the pad, he can't be out to LBW. He's picked that up beautifully. No concern for an opportunity for the fielders on the boundary. It's gone way over. 65 now, this partnership, and 50 going along very nicely.
It's a good way, a couple of runs, then a 6. Just rotate, strike. What they need is 55 or 56, so they've got the game in their grip. Actually, if you really ask me, they're in a position to make that run rate better. Can win this early. They bowl the opposition out inside 20 overs. That helps. And then to get to that 129 to win this match as quick as possible. Because you know Raiders are also struggling with their run rate. They're also in negative. That's gone through the gap. Brilliant shot and a brilliant over for the Giants. 15 off it, 79 for 2. And it's also time for the drinks. 79 for 2, 11 gone. This game should be wrapped up and bagged easily by the Giants. They need 50 or 54. And the captain Uzair Mumtaz along with Siobhan Daniel are forming a great partnership, 71 or 53. That last over before the drinks break got them 15 runs. So I'd repeat with Tino alongside me that this is a super opportunity for the Giants, not only to win the match, but also make that net run rate in their favor. That's the bowling. Just that one wicket for Amir. Naveed is gone for runs. Ziaullah bowled one, went for runs. And as we're back, Roha is down there. Let's join her.
I've got the mentor of Gujranwala Giants with me, the former captain of Pakistan, Shoaib Malik. Always a lot to learn from him. Shoaib, let's talk about this match first. 8 wickets in hand, a simple chase this should be from here on.
I guess it's not going to be simple anymore if the decision goes against us. But yes, the goal is to finish the game max in 17 overs. So because if we look at our run rate, it's pretty low as compared to rest of the teams. So we are in a strong position, and the message was given to these two: you two are set, and if you guys think you guys can finish the game in the next 5 overs, please go for it. But max, you guys have 6 more overs to finish the game.
Well, you might not have been able to win, but you still have some pretty good individual players, especially some foreign players. So how has that been for you as a mentor?
Well, of course, you have to go down to their level to explain things to them, and at the same time not providing them too much information, because it's time for them to learn. So you just provide them very basic information and let them do the execution. So I guess so far I'm pretty happy with our team. Even though we lost our first 3 games, but I could see some improvement, and the guys going in the right direction.
You know, Shoaib, as someone who has been through his share of wins and losses, both as a captain and as a player, after those back-to-back losses, what was the chat that you had with these guys?
Well, today before the game, I asked these guys what's going on in your head. So most of the guys answered saying, we have to win last 2 games with a good run rate. So I told them, look, that's not your domain to talk about, even to think about, because that domain is management and the captain. So you just focus on your own game, and then you're not like too much going on in your head. You're fully focused what you know, what you have practiced for, and I guess that was the message was given. Even though regardless you lose games or you win games, especially when you lose games, then your morale is low. And I guess that's what we have been trying as a management to provide them the confidence. And
well, hopefully the result will be better for you tonight. Thank you for speaking to us, and all the best for this one.
Thank you.
Well, let's find out. This is going to be not so good. Now, this is a call. First, we're checking the outside edge for Siobhan Daniel. The appeal, and then you obviously will go down to stump as well. It just passes that outside edge. Now, the main part, as he flicked the bails before Siobhan gets back. On the line's not good enough. He looks safe. He's got his back foot planted inside the line. We'll wait for the official call. And it's not out. Inside edge. In that stumping, we saw it side on. You just get a feeling that Kai Smith's arms are like outstretched. He's just parked himself a little too far away from the stumps. Or maybe, let's have a look. This will tell us. So as we actually were listening to Shoaib Malik, he says that he's asked these two if they can finish this game off inside 5 overs. That would require them to probably score 10 runs and over from here on. And the idea is that to get your net run rate going. Nice hard hit. That's a boundary. Why I said hard hit, there is a player, a fielder down their cow corner, had no opportunity whatsoever to cut it off. 87 for 2.
Now this is a strong shot. You can see he's purposely forced it in front of the fielder at cow corner to get the boundary. These two are going along very nicely now. Victory within sight.
Get a left arm around the wicket to Uzair Mumtaz. They need 42 or 48. Again, the first one, running the first one hard. That's good running. Once again, Siobhan Daniel is the one running to the danger end. He pushes his captain. How good were the Giants when they were bowling the last 5 overs? 8 wickets for just 16 runs. They were 100 for 2 after 15.
Thought that ball, yeah, probably got lost in the sun. Just looked a bit dazzled, but that's why I now feel it would be such a good victory for the Giants because of that last period you're talking about in the bowling department. 8 wickets for 16 runs. Chief Destroyer, the young trump bowler who got 4, and then now a wonderful partnership as they look to close off the victory. 83 between Mumtaz and Daniel now.
He's 11 runs away to be the highest scorer in this PJL. He can get himself the Javed Miandad cap, Siobhan Daniel. He's just 11 runs away from getting that cap. That's good bowling. Saw him coming down, firing it into the pants. And unveil the real, peel the label to win via lucky draw. Every week, prizes worth millions. Zik Motor Oil. Catch it is the call, but he's hit it again so hard and little too wide, and the fielder has signaled a 6. Just probably hit that boundary skirting on the full.
Good counteracting cricket. He's down the crease, got himself to the pitch, and he's gone straight. Long on was interested, but ended up nowhere near. That's gone straight into the boundary wedge. So that'll be confirmed as 6 runs. Yeah, quite clearly making no contact with the ground before it went into the boundary wedge.
He's hit the boundary skirting on the full. Yes, it's a 6. 97 for 2. '89 this partnership now. 7 overs to go. That's 42 deliveries, and 32 is what they need. Oh, that's a good hard hit. Well stopped there. Still, the single was on. How good is Siobhan Daniel?
Oh, he's a quality cricketer. He's hit that so hard. Fortunately, it's gone straight to the fielder, but because of the pace on the ball, there was a slight misfield. They still managed to get a single. 90 the partnership. A member, of course, of the Sri Lanka Under-19 World Cup team for the 2022 World Cup, which was hosted by the West Indies. Integral part of that team. Took part in every match in that World Cup.
Yes, and as I just mentioned, that he's just 10 runs away now to get that Javed Miandad cap. That's the cap for the highest scorer, run scorer in the PJL. Afnan Khan is wearing the cap that belongs to the highest wicket taker. That's the Abdul Qadir cap. It's a bit early for the lights, isn't it?
I was just about to say that. I think it's rather early.
That's runs. It's 4 of them. That's a bad ball, and it's nicely put away by Siobhan Daniel. They look like a team with a purpose today.
Yeah, this takes him to 49. Siobhan Daniel, you don't want to be bowling at his legs. Very strong. In general, over and through the leg side. Man, not happy with that delivery. He knows he's got it wrong.
That's more like it. Good call. Be loud enough to let your partner know that you're not going for that single. Here we are. Osaka Battery Tonic. Osaka Battery will give 10,000 rupees reward if anyone hits that board. That's Osaka Battery Tonic board. It's right a little wide of long on that board. Probably Siobhan might like to hit it. Quick run, misfield. That's how you put pressure on the field inside the circle. 50 up for Siobhan Daniel. Second 50 in the PJL for him. And now he's just 5 runs away to be the highest scorer in the tournament.
Yeah, it goes with his 80 in the first match. Continues to show just how good a player he is. He's taking him 40 balls, 3 fours, 2 sixes. Strike rate of 125. More than enough for the Giants at the moment. When you look at what they require. Put him down. It was in the air for a long time, but it wasn't a difficult catch. Opportunity given at the end of the 14th. Gujranwala 106 for 2.
You saw he rushed at the ball. He got underneath it, but he's still on the move. He's not still when the ball has come to him and he has dropped it. Look at that. He's still running. He could have been in that position a little earlier. Just hits the back of his palms and he doesn't want to look at the bowler. Surely they're trying hard to get a wicket here. Nothing has come their way. The 2 wickets that fell were in the power play. After that, there's been no luck for the Raiders. Gujranwala now 23 away from their first win.
Quiet rate under 4. So really academic from here on in. 8 wickets in hand, 23 required in the last 6 overs. Oh, that's gone in the air and taken. You can see the celebration running in from long off. Siobhan Daniel looked like he was trying to go over the bowler's head. Looks like he might have done himself No good here, Hassan Isakhel.
Yeah, he's taken the catch. He's dismissed Siobhan Daniel, but he's hurt his thumb. Isakhel. You can tell by the reaction that the catches that weren't taken. They probably could have had the Raiders in a better position than this. But Siobhan Daniel, brilliant knock, and goes for 50. 106 for 3. That's the wicket of Siobhan Daniel. Hit that hard, but couldn't get that distance going. And Isakhel did well, running in, took that catch. And he was very much animated after that because they just weren't finding a way to break this partnership. They eventually did. Maybe a little too late. Now he realizes that he's hurt his thumb. Mohammad Waqas, the new batter in. His best is 18 in the PJL. 4th appearance for him for the Gujranwala Giants. He's wants a run there. It's a good thing the captain sends him back. Visit the Inverex Solar Energy social media pages and get a chance to win exciting prizes. There's one for you as well. All you need to do is get there and visit that social media page. This time he cuts well. Misfield allows them to rotate strike and Waqas gets off the mark.
Mumtaz on 48. He'll look to take the team through from here. You know what bird that is, Sikandar?
That's a kite. You call him Cheel. There are loads of those all around Pakistan.
Yeah, I've seen a lot just around the Gaddafi Stadium itself over the last few days.
They have a great eye. Trump, he's had a good outing today. 3 for 19. Dot ball to end the over. 108 for 3.
We're not too far away from this game being completed, and we've got another one coming up straight afterwards, pretty much. The Royals and the Sharks. That's at 5:45 local time. Coming to you live from the Gaddafi Stadium in Lahore. So that'll be a nice little clash. A couple of teams that are really playing nicely at the moment. And the Giants are playing nicely in this one right now. 21 they need in 30 balls. They've got 7 wickets in hand. They could have done without the fall of Daniel. I don't think that's going to hamper things too much. Extraordinary game, cricket, though, you never know. They should be able to pick up some points, which they badly, badly need. So Riser occasionally he's bowled some fairly brisk deliveries. A couple of balls in the mid-80s. Being very precise about what he wants. And I guess why not? Because these points are so valuable. The Raiders still can't believe they lost those last 8 wickets for some 16 runs, I'm sure. A bit of a half volley, eased away into the cover region. Running that first one hard is the way you go about it. That's just one at this stage. Brings up 50. 36 deliveries. 3 fours and a couple of sixes as well. Nicely played. Mumtaz.
Yeah, good innings. Second of the tournament. 3 fours and a couple of sixes. Finds his team now in a position where they can go on and win the game and stay in the tournament. That's important.
His partner Wakas has just arrived. But off the mark, he's only faced 4 balls at this stage. That's going to be called a wide, I would imagine. Yep, wide called. Just a reminder about Osaka Battery Tonic. They will give a reward of 10,000 rupees for every shot that hits the Osaka Battery Tonic board. Well done, Osaka. Always a big name in sponsorship when it comes to cricket in Pakistan. Bat's gone one way, ball's gone the other. Only the ball's been caught. And that matters as far as the Raiders are concerned.
And the bat went further than the ball. He's got to go and get it now as well. He's kicking it. He's not happy. Whether that just slipped out of his hand, I think he was done for pace. Simple. Just threw it out of his hands. Ball went up. He thinks I'll walk off. No, I've got to go and get me bat. How far the bat goes, just throws it out. He's not looking at the ball, he's looking how far the bat's gone. Brief innings comes to an end. Mohamed Wakas goes for 1. It's 110 for 4.
$19 it is in 28 balls now. That's what is required by the Giants, but they've now got 1 less wicket in hand due to the fact that the ball didn't go further than the bat, I think was the main concern with that dismissal. Raza again.
Got to look at this again, it just makes me chuckle. Look, he doesn't look where the ball's gone. Look, he looks round. Where's the bat?
Wasn't worried about his partner either.
Yeah, just watch. Does he pick it up with his hands? Nope. He's having a stud in it. There you go.
Spiked in the front of the bat. Oh, in the air again. Have they lost another one? I think they might have. Oh, they've thrown that one away. Majid, he's on his way now.
What are they doing? He came in, he looked like he just wanted to finish it in one shot. You still need 19. Can't do it in one shot. You've got someone else at the other end, your captain, who's 50 off 36. I totally understand you're trying to get the game done because of run rate, but just get the points on the board. Simple catch for Miguel. Another wicket for Ali Raza as well. Another 0 in this game. Hasnain Majid goes for naught, 110 for 5.
Trump now, who had such a good day with the ball, is at the crease. Oh, moving around the crease as well. He's a little bit of a two-step, maybe he is. Somehow I got him down the other end.
And clear plan just to come in and hit the first ball for 6. Both Hasnain Majid tried to do it first ball, second ball just lobbed it up to backward point, simple catch. You can see that even Trump with his first ball went leg side, and only because the keeper just let it go through his legs that it allowed the captain Mumtaz to get back on strike.
Lost 3 wickets for 4 runs after a stand of 98. Mumtaz on 50 on strike. That's what they've got to remember. He's on 50. Just got to get him on strike as best they possibly can.
Into the 16th, 111 for 5. I still need 18 from 24. The Giants, although they perhaps wanted to win it a little bit quicker to help their run rate, just win the game. Win it now, see what can happen in that last game. The Giants take on rock bottom Hunters in their final game.
Start of the 17th over. Quick single, direct hit will be out. It's not though.
Well, why doesn't the bowler get back? The bowler is there. All he has to do is throw it on the bounce to him, take the stumps. Trump is too far out. Use your hands. I suppose it needs a better throw. Captain had just been told the ball before that his team are 1 over down. Remember what that means? That they'd have to bring an extra fielder in for the final over. And again, a missed opportunity.
Might be able to pick up 2. They'll have to scramble. Yep, slight little fumble. They double up.
Yeah, and as lucky was a fumble because the captain slipped at the other end. Lost his footing. It's amazing, isn't it? You get nervous. Parents watching their sons and daughters, it's not easy. Do get nervous. Been there myself. When you watch your son play cricket, it's horrendous.
Squeezed. Early call of 2. We had to come back comfortably for the second.
Yeah, it's good from Afnan Khan, who's at 3rd as well, to get round it. Remember, he's left-handed, so he had to get round it. But a better start to the over for the Giants. 5 from the first 3 deliveries. You know, when I say it's horrendous, it's not horrendous watching your children play sport. It's just you can't do anything for them. You want them to do well. You're wishing them, willing them.
Short ball, well directed short delivery. I think it's going to fall safe. It does. Just the one.
Yeah, nice pace. I think he's mixed his pace up well. A couple of balls into the surface, pace off. This one is a quicker delivery. And like you say, it's well directed, aiming for the body. Trump's job now surely is just to get captain back on strike as much as possible.
Oh, he's got a low full toss. He's worked that away to a man at deep backwards square. They won't be able to come back for the second. Yes, they can. It's only going to be one run, though. I think that's going to be on his way. We'll have to wait for the decision. But I think it's a very, very good return.
I think the keeper said he's dropped it. I think I've just heard on the stump mic, because Trump thinks he's out. Now watch the keeper, takes his gloves off. Now he drops it, but does the ball go onto the stumps? Comes out of his hand. You can see that Trump is well short. That's not the issue, but I think the ball goes onto the stumps. I think, even though Trump is turning around thinking he's not out in the middle at the moment, I think it is fine. Given out. Yeah, disappointment, of course, for his mum, and I'm sure for Matthew Trump. He goes for 2. Again, they lose a wicket. 118 for 6. Yeah, just keep an eye out of the running. He was slow at turning. It's a good throw. And he was always sure. He'd given it up, really. I think it was the turn. Yeah, that's why it's horrendous watching. It's just nerve-wracking. You can't do anything. You're willing your son, your daughter to be in. And he's had a good day. Look, he bowled brilliantly. 3 for 19. And he certainly is a young talent.
Aspinwall now. As the wickets have tumbled. Single to get Mumtaz back on strike. That's what you got to do. Except it's over. Aspinwall's going to be on the strike. 119 for 6.
And just to show you, this is the pressure that the Giants are under. Obviously, they want to get off and running with a win, but look at the net run rate. All they're trying to do. I don't think they can catch the Royals because of their run rate is superior. They obviously can't catch the Warriors and the Sharks. So it's can they win and how quickly they can win, and hope that the Royals beat the Raiders in their final game, the Raiders, and the Giants can beat the Hunters in their final game by a big margin. And then that net run rate, can they overcome it, equal on points and go through on that net run rate? So still a lot to play for.
Still lots of work to be done right now. Still 10 required. Lost 3 wickets for the addition of just 4 runs at one stage. And then 4 wickets for 12 in total. So 10 required. Oh, that might have been out as well. Clean pick up and shy at the stumps. Connection, he would have been on his way.
Absolutely. I can understand why he's taking the risk, because he wants to get the captain back on strike. But just go. Got to pick it up. Just pick it up. What they have done, really, the Raiders, is they've gambled. They've bowled all their seamers out, their major seamers. This is the last over. Zaire Ullah is the only bowler who has overs left, and I'm sure they'll have to go with somebody else. So they're ready.
Oh, it's nicely bowled too. Stayed with his line. Stayed at his task.
And this is what this tournament's about. Ramesh Raju went, obviously, the man behind this. This is what he wants to see, is how these players play under pressure. Because it'll be more when if they are able to make it and go further. Imran Tahir and somebody you know as well, Gordon Parsons, who is coaches and mentors of the Royals. They take on the Sharks. You don't need to go anywhere today to watch more cricket.
Nicely bowled. Trying to get that Yorker underneath the bat. Squeezing out for a couple.
There he is, Gordon Parsons on the left-hand side, former Leicestershire player.
Imran Tahir at the back.
Always knew when Gordon Parsons was bowling a bouncer, he'd run in about 10 miles an hour quicker.
Steam coming out of his ears. Slow delivery. Got underneath that. He's picked it up, and he's picked it up for 4. That is a very, very nice shot indeed.
Yeah, just releases just a little bit of pressure that had been built up because of the loss of wickets. They're now just a shot away here. Back of the hand, slower ball, waited for it. Mid-wicket was up in the circle, so a big space out at deep mid-wicket. And they're on the verge of winning their first game.
I imagine there's going to be quite an excited bunch of guys in yellow. Pretty soon, 2 runs, that's all that's needed. Through the man in the covers, just the one. Scores a level.
Yeah, they've won, well, they will win their first game, and it will slightly help their net run rate, not probably by too much, but a win is a win, and they're still in the competition. Well, there's still hope. They can keep fighting.
Yeah, they would have basically been out of it if they'd been going down today, but it's not to be. Points on the board, looks like, for the Giants. Big swing and a miss. Still plenty of balls to spare. 18 overs gone now, 128 for 6. Been together for a while, these boys, of course. Been working hard on the nets, listening to the mentors, listening to the coaches, working on their own individual skills. One run required. Going over the top safely. And that's going to be it. The Giants have got up. They'll be very, very pleased with that. Big smiles in the dugout. Mumtaz has played a very good knock. He's going to finish on 56 not out. So it's been a very good performance by him in particular. 42 balls, 3 4s and a couple of 6s. So that strike rate is healthy, getting the handshakes from the Raiders in the middle. Youngsters in the crowd have thoroughly enjoyed things, but these blokes are going to be full of smiles, and this will give them a bit of a skip in the step as well for the rest of this tournament, I'm sure, because points on the board are important, and they stay alive.
Yeah, good innings as well from the captain, mature innings. Side who were desperate to win to keep themselves in the tournament, and his half century from 42 Nice little knock from Tom Aspinwall as well. When they were losing wickets, he came in as a overseas player, was calm the nerves, and they win their first game. The Raiders, of course, disappointment, but they will take on another side and hopefully win that game.
As you look back at the work that the Giants did, you could right there at the top, they lost a couple of quick ones, 2 for 8 they were in no time. Then suddenly that stand of 98 between Daniel and also Mumtaz has got them back on track, and then wickets out of the tumble. So they lost 3 wickets with the addition of just 4 runs, and then another one after that. But in the end, they limped home, I suppose. But they'll be feeling comfortable about this victory.
Bowling, Ali Raza was the pick with his seam 2 for 25, 11 dot deliveries, and Afnan Khan, obviously the man with the only hat-trick in the PJL. He keeps impressing. 4 overs, 1 for 18.
Right, so let's have a look at the summary of the first match of 2 today. Match number 11, the Raiders, 128. That's all they could muster. They lost their last 8 wickets for just 16 runs, which really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Abdullah getting 55 and Trump 3 for 19, those 3 in the last over that he bowled. And the Giants in reply 129 for 6, Mumtaz 56 not out, Daniel 50, Raza picking up a couple, and the Giants getting up by 4 wickets.
Well, the first points for the Gujranwala Giants. They get themselves 2 points. Keep your eye out on that net run rate. They have slightly closed that, so the Giants, they'll be happy with the fact they were able to do that. They take on the Hunters, and the Raiders in their final game, they take on the Royals, and still lots of games left.
Okay, time for a break, and when we come back, we'll have the presentation. So the Raiders and the Giants were the two teams that competed in the first game. First of two games today. So we've got a doubleheader today, a doubleheader tomorrow as well. So plenty of cricket over the next couple of days. The Raiders 128, a big collapse towards the end when they lost their last 8 wickets very quickly indeed. Abadella was the top scorer with 55 and Tromp bowled very nicely. The Giants 129 for 6, Mumtaz 56 not out. And the Giants getting up by 4 wickets, and they'll be delighted with the fact that they have got up, because if you look at the work that they've done at number 5, they have got some points. They've got 2 points for the win, so that's a big bonus for them, and the net run rate has also improved quite considerably. So it's still 4 and 5 for those two teams, but the Giants will be breathing a lot easier after that victory. Okay, let's go down to the presentation now with Secunda.
Thank you, AZ, and welcome to the post-match presentation of Match 11 of the Pakistan Junior League, and a well-deserved win finally for the Gujranwala Giants, and they get their first 2 points. Now, before we give away the awards, let me introduce you to our presentation party, starting with Colonel Atif. He's a Senior Manager, Security and Anti-Corruption, Pakistan Cricket Board. Next to him, Mr. Noman Ahmed, General Manager, Marketing and Operations, Trans Group. Mr. Salman Nazir, Sales Partner, Inverix Solar Energy, and Mr. Muhammad Akbar Mughal, Zonal Chief, State Life, Lahore. We'll start off with our first award. That would be PCB Best Batter of the Match, cash award of 25,000. I'll request Colonel Atif to please present this to Siobhan Daniel for 50 of just 40 deliveries and a super 98-run partnership with his captain to help win this first match. Next up, I'll request Mr. Salman Nazir. He will present the Inverix Energetic Bowler of the Match, cash award of 25,000, and that goes to Matthew Tromp for his 3 for 19. Super bowling performance and brilliant last few overs to restrict the opposition from getting to a big total. Next up, I will request Mr. Muhammad Akbar Mughal. He will be presenting the State Life Best All-Rounder of the Match, cash award of 50,000. That goes to the captain of Gujranwala Giants, Uzair Mumtaz, 56 not out of 42, and he also has 3 catches in the field. And in the end, I'll request Mr. Noman Ahmed to present the Trans Group Player of the Match cash award and trophy, and 100,000 on it. Uzair Mumtaz will be receiving that for his 56 of 42, 56 not out, making sure that the side wins their first game. We'll also have a word with Uzair after he's done with the photography. Uzair, पहले तो बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो आपको, प्लेयर ऑफ द मैच आपको मिला. बहुत ज़रूरी था कि एक जीत हासिल हो ताकि वो मोमेंटम मिल जाए, वो बिलीफ आ जाए टीम के अंदर.
जी बिल्कुल, बहुत अच्छा था, हमें इसकी ज़रूरत थी, और जैसा कि अभी भी हम इन हैं तो हमने अपना बेस्ट ट्राई किया और माशाल्लाह विन.
आपको पता है ना सिर्फ आपने 2 पॉइंट्स हासिल किए, अपना नेट रन रेट भी बहुत बेहतर कर लिया है पहले से. थोड़ा सा रन थ्रू कीजिए. आप लोगों का बॉलिंग यूनिट बड़ा अच्छा रहा. आप लोगों ने आखिरी 5 ओवर्स में बिल्कुल इनको स्कोर नहीं करने दिया. किस किस्म की प्लानिंग थी? आपको क्या लगता है क्या लेंथ्स काम कर रही थी?
जी पहले मैचेस में हमने जो गलती की थी उसी से सीखा है और हार्ड लेंथ पे बॉलिंग किया और थोड़ा सा चेंज किया. स्लोअर बॉलर मैथ्यू ने बहुत अच्छी बॉलिंग किया, तो क्रेडिट गोज टू हिम.
पावर प्ले में 2 विकेट्स गिर गई थी, लेकिन आपने और शिवोन ने मेक श्योर किया 98 की पार्टनरशिप की ये हाथ से ना जाए मैच, वरना शोएब मलिक ने नहीं छोड़ना था.
जी बिल्कुल, पिछले मैच में भी यही गलती की थी कि हमने विकेट्स थ्रो की थी, तो आज यही सोचा था कि विकेट्स थ्रो नहीं करनी, एंड तक जाना है, वट एवर द रिजल्ट इज़, तो वही किया, तो माशाल्लाह वही विन.
चलिए, टूर्नामेंट में आपकी टीम अभी भी अलाइव है. बेस्ट ऑफ लक.
थैंक यू.
That was the player of the match and the captain of the winning team. Now I'll request the captain of the losing side, Habibullah, to please come and have a few words with us. He's the captain of Rawalpindi Raiders. अभी मैच में आपने कहा था कि पहले बैटिंग करना चाहते हैं, लेकिन आपकी जब तक पार्टनरशिप चल रही थी 100 रन हो गए थे, 2 खिलाड़ी आउट थे, फिर कहाँ आखिरी 5 ओवर में गलतियाँ हुई, 8 की 8 विकेट्स गिर गई.
हाँ जी बिल्कुल, शुरू स्टार्ट तो बहुत अच्छा रहा, उसके बाद बीच में भी तकरीबन अच्छा ही रहा. जो लास्ट 5 ओवर थे वो मुझे ही खेलने चाहिए थे, क्योंकि 150-160 तक मैं ले जा सकता था, तो बिल्कुल उसके बाद रन्स नहीं बने थे.
बॉलिंग में किस तरह से आप देख रहे हैं? आप लोगों ने पावर प्ले में प्रेशर डाल दिया था, उन पर 2 विकेट्स हासिल हो गई थी, लेकिन उसके बाद क्या विकेट अच्छा खेलने लगा, या आपको लगता है कि सही एरियाज में बॉल नहीं हुई?
बिल्कुल बॉलिंग हमारी ओवरऑल बहुत अच्छी हुई है। 130 रन में इस बॉलिंग का बहुत अच्छा हुआ है। थोड़ी सी मिसफील्ड हुई है लेकिन नो डाउट ओवरऑल बॉलिंग बहुत अच्छा हुआ है। 20 रन हम बैट्समैनों ने कम किए थे जिसकी वजह से हम मैच हारे हैं।
चलें, थोड़ा सा झटका सही टाइम पे आ गया है क्योंकि इम्पोर्टेंट ये है कि आपने रहना है टॉप 4 में और उसके लिए गुड लक आपको। Hard luck for the game today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Captain of Rawalpindi Raiders, and that concludes the presentation.
One captain smiling, the other one not so much. Secunda, thanks very much. We got the next game, the Bahawalpur Royals versus the Gawada Sharks. That's going to be up in about 45 minutes' time, so make sure you join us then. We'll take a break in the meantime, and we'll look forward to your company very shortly indeed for what should be a terrific match.